Welcome to class number 10 of the Flowing February Challenge. That means we're more than a third of the way there because it's only 28 days in February. So that's pretty amazing. So congratulate yourselves if you've been coming to class. Today, we'll focus on the spine. So flowing and lots of spinal movement because that's just very soothing for the body. So nothing too crazy today. Let's begin on our backs. Right away, a little rock of the pelvis. So tuck the tailbone toward yourself and release. Gentle tuck and release. Perhaps you exhale to tuck. This can be very slow. Inhale, release. Take your time to find your breath. And then the next time you start to tuck, peel a little more of the spine off the earth so that the low back comes off the earth. Let's add a pause. So come up part way and pause. And lower the spine back down. Come up part way, peel sacrum off earth, pause. And return. Let's do two more like that. Lift part way, pause. And articulate through the spine. The last one this way. Now lift your spine a little higher and lower it down. So a little roll here up to perhaps the mid spine. And then grow this movement or motion so that you lift onto those low ribs. So low ribs, just lift and then soften right back down. The rest of the spine just follows as the ribs heavy each time you lower. Let's do anywhere from 1 to 3 more, depending on your pace. And next time you arrive at the top, stay and lift a little higher, perhaps with the pelvis. Arms can reach overhead and start to heavy through the low ribs, through your mid back and your low back. Circle those arms round, hug knees in toward the chest. Plant the feet right back down, press arms into earth, peel spine off, lift into your bridge. Arms reach overhead, perhaps with the inhale. And exhale, lower, lower, lower. Arms circle, hug knees to chest. Lower the feet, press through the hands, peel spine off. Inhale to reach overhead. Exhale to lower, 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 and circle those arms and hug knees in. Inhale and exhale to peel. Inhale to reach. Exhale to lower and circle. Inhale with the hug. Exhale to plant feet. Roll up through spine. Arms reach overhead. And lower, lower, lower again through the spine. Arms can circle, final knee hug, widen the knees outsides of the ribs, and little rock side to side. Come over to one side part way, pause, and try the other side. So slow down the rock. So see how that feels. Then take your happy baby. Have a choice here. Those feet will plant, arms reach out. Let the legs loll to the right and to the left. Feel the rotation through the spine, pelvis move. Do one more each side. And then roll onto one of your sides and press yourself up so you can find tabletop. Let's squeeze through the inseams of the legs here. Try to round just the low back and return. Just the low back and return. A few times like this. Let's do around 2 more. And last time. Return to center. That's all for now. Tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk, walk, walk to the front of your mat. Hands to shins halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Bend those knees as much as you need to start to roll up through the spine. On the exhale, stack the head last. Arms can circle and draw hands to heart center. Bend those knees and fold forward. Hands to shins halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Roll up through the spine, more of the weight in the forefoot. Inhale, arms circle. Exhale, draw them to heart as you fold. Inhale, hands to shins halfway lift. Exhale, fold and roll up. Arms reach overhead. And then back to your sides. This time, drop the chin toward the chest. Let the shoulders be soft as you round through the upper back, mid back, and you might need to bend the knees. That's okay. Low back helps you fold forward. Hands to shins halfway lift, inhale. And plant the hands. Step back into a plank. Come forward with the body, perhaps knees come down. Lower all the way onto your belly. Press into those forearms for Sphinx. And lower right back down. Hands slide toward the body as you press back, round the spine, and do this little rock. And with a rounded spine. Now opposite. Find your tabletop again. Little squeeze of the legs toward one another more energetically than anything else, okay? Doesn't mean they touch. It's just a squeeze inward. Maintain that squeeze. Try to keep the low back where it is. And let's see if we can lift just to the upper back and return. This may be frustrating. Upper back extends and return. And sometimes the neck will just do this. We want as much as we can from the upper back, and the neck follows. There isn't a lot of mobility here, but a little, and we want to keep that. Trying not to round through low back. Do one more time, a little arch, and return to center. Scapular glides here. Sink the chest between the arms and press away. Just a few times. Sink and press away. So the arms stay long. The spine is long. Nice. Then press out of those hands. Tuck the toes, hips up, back. Downward facing dog once more. Walk or step to the front of your mat. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. This time bend the knees to sink the hips back into chair. Angle the body forward and press yourself to stand. Hands interlace behind the skull. Really ground through the feet here, and inhale, small baby back bend. And return. Small baby back bend. Return. Just 3 more. 2. Last one, arch. Return to center. Arms lift and extend. And bend those knees, fold forward. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold, bend those knees, sink the hips into chair. Press yourself tall, fingertips to sky. And then your hands interlock behind the skull. Inhale, that little extension. And exhale to return. Inhale, little extension. Exhale, return. 3 more. 2. Last one, open. Return, arms stretch to sky, and bend those knees and fold forward. Last round, hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Find your chair pose. Press through both feet evenly. Arms extend. Interlace behind the skull. Press head into hands. Inhale, arch. Exhale, return. Inhale, small arch. Exhale, return. Just one more this time. Arch. Arms can reach back. And come to neutral with the spine as you sink the hips and fold into chair. Or out of chair into our forward folds. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Step back with one leg and then the other into the plank. Come forward with the body. Maybe you stay lifted this time. Lower down part way. Chest through the arms. And hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Lower those knees to hover. And then set them right down. Here, regular cat-cow or cat tilts, arch spine and round. Arch and round. Continue here. So you're longer than usual. Does the head want to follow the spine? There's the option to keep your head still. One more time, arch. And take an inhale and an exhale. An inhale and an exhale to round. Take an inhale in the rounded position and exhale. Inhale and exhale to return to neutral. Those little scapular glides. The spine doesn't move. The chest sinks and presses away. So good for those shoulder blades. One more. And then press hips up and back, downward facing dog. That left leg can come high. Pull it through between the hands. Long lunge here as you lift through the upper body, angle it forward, and bend that back knee. Find kind of more traditional lunge. And then step forward here. Hands to thighs, round and arch, round, arch. More time around, then roll up, arms circle, and hands draw to the heart center. Pour your body forward. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Let's step back again into our plank. Come forward with the body. Take your version of the chaturanga, your version of the up dog, and tuck the toes, hips up and back, down dog. Right leg rises, bend the knee, pull the leg through between the hands, find your long lunge, angle the body, bend the back knee, body lifts. Step forward, hands to those thighs, round and arch, round and arch. More time around and roll up through the spine, arms reach overhead, and draw hands to heart center as you pour forward. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Step back into plank, only to lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Lower those knees to hover, and then set them down. That right arm will rotate open and thread it underneath the left arm. The left elbow can bend. Reach your arm up and closed. Thread. Do two more. Last one, reach, reach, reach. And set that hand down, opposite side. Left arm opens and threads. Do two. Last one, revolve open and closed. Arm extends final time and reaches in front of the body. Tuck those toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Walk, 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 or step to the front of your mat. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Sink back into that chair, hands to heart center. Rotate toward your left. Hook that right upper arm onto the left thigh. Here's our chair pose. Maybe the arms open. Maybe return closed. Let's take the opposite side. Come back to center and switch. Rotation for the spine. Open the arms. Return the hands to prayer. Back to center and press yourself up. Arms can reach. Maybe interlace those fingers. And then sink those hips into chair. Hands to prayer. Lengthen through the spine and rotate to the right. Left elbow hooks onto the right thigh. Open the arms. Return. Draw back to center, other side. Open the arms. Return hands to prayer, back to center, press up. Arms circle. Hands to prayer, sink into chair. Over toward the left. Hook. Reach. Return to center. Other side. Hook. reach. Hands draw together, return to center, press up, final time. Circle those arms round, hands to prayer, sink into chair, only to fold. Hands to shins, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold again, and step back into plank. Lower all the way down onto the belly. And find your sphinx. Let's play with the neck here, drop the chin. And look up if it's safe for the neck. A few times, slow things back down. Head comes back to neutral, let the chest sink and press away. Let it sink and press away, just like yesterday. One more time, sink, press out. And here, tuck the toes, lift the pelvis off the earth. And then lower and let yourself look forward. Round, and then extend. It's kind of this full release in this variation, the pelvis down. Let's do two. Final time, curl. Lower the belly, lower yourself onto your front side. Bend those knees and windshield washer the shin side to side. Little release. Pause with the legs over to one side. And pause with the legs over to the opposite side. And return to center. Allow your shins to plant. Hands come closer toward the body so you can press yourself back for a child's pose. Lift up a little with the body and reach that right arm open and thread it underneath the left one. That shoulder draws back toward the right, even though the hand is reaching left. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to open that arm back out and return the hand to the earth. Opposite side. Left arm spirals open and thread. Draw shoulder back toward the left with fingers reaching right. Another inhale and exhale. to unravel that arm. Slide those hands in so you can roll up through the spine, shoulder rolls. Always sit cross-legged if this is too much. Tap, sit on the shins. And reverse. Arms extend. Hands interlace again behind the head. Arch. And this time also round as the head rather presses into the hands. So round and arch from seated. Let's go super slow with your breath pattern. Exhale to curl. Inhale to broaden. Your body, your pace. Moving. One more time, round. And extend. Release those hands behind the body. Might even interlace them. Maybe, maybe not. And slide forward onto the belly and roll onto your spine. A little slower class today with it being number 10, a little more rest, a little more stretch. Let's hug the knees in. Little circles here, one direction. And opposite way. Mm-hmm. The left foot can plant, the right leg extends to the sky, flex through the ankle, cross it over opposite thigh. Open and close with the thigh here. Open and close. Keep the thigh open. This might be plenty, or hands weave around the bottom leg. Let's keep it in motion today. A little rock, perhaps, side to side. Find a stuck point. Maybe you want to stay on an angle today. You stretch through the hip. Or continue to move. To keep a gentle sense of flow. Return to center with the legs. Plant that left foot. You might shift the hips to the right as the legs go left. That crossed leg, the foot plants. Arms can extend or come into cactus. Maybe you inhale and reach arms long and exhale to draw them into your sides. Let's play with the arms here if you'd like. Another time with the reach the arms. And bring them out to the sides once more, if not already there. Use an exhale to return onto the spine. Legs can shift left and let the legs drape to the right. That right foot can remain crossed, or you could uncross the legs. Return to your spine. That right knee extends to the sky. Draw it in toward you. The right knee can hug in. The leg can reach long, extend arms overhead. And maybe you imprint low spine and then either come to neutral or some people will arch here. Just be cautious with that. So imprint an arch or neutral. Or it feels right in the diamond-shaped bone of the spine, so the sacrum area. See if when you tuck, changes the lines of stretch. One more time. Tuck, maybe pause. And release that as you slide the right leg in, both knees hug in. Really let the low back kind of round, do what it will. And feet can return to the earth again. That left leg will extend, flex the ankle, cross it, and maybe open and close a few times with that left knee. Option to open your knee out to the side and weave your hands around bottom thigh. Maybe that rock, an exploration of angles. You find one you like, pause. Return to center. Plant that right foot. Legs can shift over slightly to the left, and the legs will rotate to the right. Maybe the arms in cactus, or maybe even this time kind of more of a Y shape, and draw them in and reach away. Draw your arms in and stretch. One more time, flex at the elbows, lengthen the arms, and return the arms out to a T. So you exhale to draw legs back to center. Maybe they shift a little bit to the right if needed, and then rotate to the left. Great for spinal health and your hips. Another breath in. And exhale to return to center. Hug left knee in this time. The other leg could go long or stay bent. Have 2 more breaths here. You can replant that right foot if it's not already there. And now slide left leg. Long arms can reach overhead. Imprint the spine or draw low back to earth. And then release. Draw to the earth and release. If you'd like that little arch on the release, and explore it with gentleness. So exhale to draw low back to earth. Inhale to soften or release. Notice the effect on other areas of the body. We move the spine. Let's do 3, 2. Last time, imprint. And this time, as you come to neutral, lengthen the legs. Both legs are long. And side bend over toward the left. Lateral flexion for spine. Return to center, opposite side. And return to center. Both legs slide in. Widen the knees. Happy baby here. Maybe class ankles, peace fingers or outsides of feet. And let the low back round. Maybe you rock side to side. Whatever feels good here. Then reach those legs long overhead. Clasp back thighs, can draw the legs slightly toward you. Hug knees to chest. Roll onto your side and then onto the belly a final time. Find your sphinx or this low cobra. Lower back down. And belly savasana here if it's comfortable for you. Take one cheek to the mat to get some movement and stretch through the neck. Change the head to the opposite direction. Maybe the head comes to neutral. The hands could be under the forehead or arms extended in this belly savasana. And breathe. You sense the rise and the fall of your breath. Ebb and flow, so natural. Always with you. Even when we don't notice it. Another wide inhale. Maybe sigh it out as you begin to rock the body side to side on the mat. And pause. Slide those hands closer to the body so you can press up into a child's pose. Maybe, if it's okay for the low back, the legs are closer together. So restorative version, maybe the hands underneath the forehead stacked. Breathe into the low back one more round. When you're ready for your next exhale, roll up through the spine. Maybe a final little arc and round, just to see if this feels different. Your nervous system may have released. You might feel different. And find neutral, roll the shoulders and lower the head one way and the opposite way. Then drop the chin. Arms can reach as you look up. And hands return to your heart. May all things we do come from this place. Thank you for practicing with me today. Sat Nam. Ah. I hope that you'll join me for class number 11.